Also, I will say that Mario 64 was my first horror game.
Why? Why? The Boo area?
The Boo area and the level. It's like the third level where you go in the underground ship. The ship is underground, and there's that big eel.
Dude,
in it.
the eel.
The eel's
freaky,
so
man.
Scary, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit terrified me.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Renaissance Games podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm Arman.
And we are lifelong gamers as well as video game developers. And today's a very special day. You guys will be seeing this a little bit later, but we are filming this on March 10th, Mario Day.
Right.
And that's a big one for me in particular because Mario was my very first video game. I literally played Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo, the one that came packed in with the Super Nintendo when I was like 4 years old, dude. And it changed my freaking life.
Yeah.
The funniest story my parents have for me is my parents are not really gamers, but apparently like when I would go to bed, they would sneak down and play my Super Nintendo, play Mario.
Yeah, you told me the story.
So I don't know, man. It's just so special to me, and it's like everyone loves Mario. But there's just something about it being my very first game that it's like it's very, very meaningful to me.
Yeah.
And another really quick story, I'm sure I've told you, but I'll tell the audience. I don't have too many regrets in my life, but one of the biggest regrets I have is selling all of my old Nintendo games and consoles. Like, I'm so sad. Mistake. I sold it because I was like in high school and I wanted a PS3 really bad. And I don't know if you remember, but they were like $600, something like that. It was like yeah.
That's why I never really owned one. I borrowed one.
Yeah. So I sold all that to buy a PS3, and at the time the Wii was out, and they had the Wii like virtual store or whatever. So I was like, if I want to pick up old Mario games, I'll just buy them for $5. And like here we are now. It's like you can't even own those old games digitally anymore.
Yep.
So I'm so bummed. So I'm trying to like go back and like recollect my old games now.
Yeah, at least you know you can always go back and just recollect them again, right?
Yeah.
My first game ever was Duck Hunt.
Really?
Yeah.
That's too funny, man.
I know. I had the gun and everything.
Yeah.
And
the little zapper.
Yeah, I was almost like not even strong enough to press the button.
Yeah. Well, it was probably like sticky. You know, those things like got jammed after a while.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, so I had it for a while. I was not very good at it, but eventually, this is a tragedy. Okay, I ended up cutting the cable because I wanted to use it as like a blaster gun.
No, no, dude.
Yeah, because it was fun to like have a gun and like run around.
Did you at least like spray paint it or anything?
No, dude. I was like, had 5 or 6, dude.
Oh,
I had like a blaster gun, you know.
Oh, that
so
gives
we
me
could like
so much
role
pain.
play and like do kid role play.
Yeah,
and that was like my weapon of So.
Oh my god, that's
I know.
too funny.
I look back at it now and I'm just like, it's so dumb. But maybe somebody can fix it. I don't know.
Yeah, you could probably solder it or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. I doubt you have the other half of the snipped off cable though.
It's gone.
Oh my god, that's too funny.
Yeah.
All right, so what was your first Mario game?
My first Mario game was actually, I think before I owned, I'm trying to think if it was Mario 64 or if it was Game & Watch. Does that count as a Mario game?
Game & Watch?
Yeah, because in the original Game & Watch, you play, there's ones where you can play as Mario and Luigi. They're like characters in the Game & Watch.
Are you talking about like one of the like standalone
Game
Boy
Watch
things?
Pocket.
Games. Okay.
Is that a Mario game?
I mean, was it Mario Game & Watch or was it just Game & Watch and it had Mario?
Game & Watch with Mario in it.
I don't think that counts. Okay. I think it has to have Mario in the title.
So Super Mario 64.
Okay.
First one.
That's a good first one to have.
Which I went back and played like recently, and I played it on the Nintendo or the Switch. What do you call it? The controller.
Online store or what is it? The subscription thing. Yeah.
So stupid. Please change that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went back and played it and I was just playing it and I was like, man, this game's hard. Like we were pretty good gamers back then to be able to like as kids be able to beat Super Mario 64 or at least like be good at it.
Yeah.
And I was like, some of the mechanics just aren't like as clean and by today's standards. Like there's still like some jank to it, which made it even harder.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed
but
that.
It's like there's nothing else like it, so you couldn't even
Right.
compare it back then to anything because you're like, oh my god, I'm running around in a 3D world.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that was at least for sure my first 3D game because I had a N64 right after Super Nintendo, and that blew my mind. I distinctly remember the day I got my N64 was Christmas, and we were at my grandparents' house, and I don't know if you've ever seen these like old big screen TVs. They're like, I don't want to exaggerate. They're almost like as big as a wall, dude. Like
I've seen them. My friend had one.
Like this big, and they're like they're like off the ground. It's like a piece of furniture, you know?
Yeah. My friend Xander, shout out, had one.
Yeah.
It's like a home theater, like big like CCTV, right?
Yes. Yeah. So, and she let me like hook up my N64 that day to that. So that's what I first played Mario 64 on, and I was just like, my 7-year-old mind was just completely blown, dude. The other thing too, because I played it recently as well, and some of the missions are very obtuse. Like, just an example is like the one in the it's like the second world where there's the little like floating island you're on with the owl. You know that level?
Floating island with the owl.
It's the one where the what's the guy
thwomp?
the thwomp
at the top?
Yes, that level. Yeah. Okay, so do you know the star where you have to get in the cannon and shoot Mario at the tiny little corner?
Yes.
And break that off, and there's a star in there.
Right. Yeah.
But there's like no hint at all, except for the title of the star.
Yeah.
But it's like, how the heck do we figure that stuff out?
I don't know. That was stuff that you would, like word of mouth. Is like, how did you get that star? It's like, oh, I did this, and this.
Yeah.
That's like how information was shared back then. Like, that's
crazy.
how you figured stuff out. Same with Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's like, how did you catch that Pokemon? Oh, I did this. Oh, the Mew's hidden behind the truck.
Yeah. You have to use strength before you can get it.
Right.
Yeah, push the truck or whatever. Oh my god.
But yeah, also I will say that Mario 64 was my first horror game.
Why? Why? The Boo area?
The Boo area and the level. It's like the third level where you go in the underground ship. The ship is underground, and there's that big eel.
Dude,
in it.
the eel.
The
eel's freaky,
so
man.
Scary, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, that shit terrified me so much as a kid.
Oh my god.
Oh, I remember I was just like, I was scared to go into the water to like see the eel.
Dude, that's another star that even when I played it recently, I got the star, but I couldn't even really figure out how I got it.
Yeah,
like, I lured him out somehow.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I did it.
I don't know either.
It's so weird. There's so many weird like decisions and mechanics in that game. But oh my god, I was now like really reminiscing. The other one that's really frustrating is when you get the hat. That's also a weird thing where like there's the ray of sunlight in the castle, and you have to look up, and it puts you in the level where you get the hat.
Oh, that
the flying hat.
Yes.
And to get the star, you have to fly by like gliding and get the 8 red coins before you just like die.
Yeah, fall down. Yeah.
And it's like if you miss one, you have to like
redo
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't remember that until you mentioned it, because I haven't gotten that far yet. But yeah, there's so many weird things in that game. Like you can get this one's a cool one. You can get your hat stolen by the klepto. What's his name? Is it Klepto?
I don't remember what
his name is. I think it's Klepto. He takes your hat and then he flies away with it on the pyramid level.
Yeah. He's like a oh my god, what is it called? Oh my god, a buzzard.
A buzzard, yeah.
Yeah.
Or not a buzzard, a vulture, right?
Vulture. Yeah.
And he takes your hat, and you're basically you can like run around all the levels without your hat on for a while.
Yeah.
And then you have to like at some point you're like, you know what, I want my hat back, and you have to go and get it back from him.
Yep.
Which I thought was like a really cool touch to like that part of the game.
Dude, that game's awesome. It's really fun, but like you said, it's really obtuse, like and old school in the way it controls, and especially I got the Mario All-Star Collection that has 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, which that's another really weird Nintendo decision that they made like a limited number of them for whatever reason.
I remember that.
And then they like pulled it from the eShop too. I don't know why they
create scarcity. Who knows?
I know, but it's like, when you want people to just play these games. Anyway, so going from, I played them in order.
Wait, what was your favorite? What do you think was the hardest level in Mario 64? Hardest map?
The hardest map is the clock tower one.
I agree.
towards the end, because if you fall, you just fall all the way back down. And it's like so brutal. There's some weird like jumps you have to make where you can't really see where you're even jumping. You kind of have to just like know that there's like a little peg here.
Right.
And just like hope you don't die.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get good at it because every time you go to the new level, the cadence changes on the clocks.
Well, okay, so if you stand outside before you jump in, there's a clock, and you have to wait till different times of the hand.
Is that what it was?
Dictates how fast everything is.
Oh, okay, that's
and I
what
think
it was.
Also there's only certain stars you can get depending on the speed or whatever, from what I remember. But yeah, that level's freaking hard, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, going from Mario 64 to Mario Sunshine, it's like night and day how Mario controls. And I know you have Flood that like you can kind of glide around a little bit, but even just the way he jumps, like the biggest one is like this is like a staple now, but when you run and you kind of pivot and do like kind of the side flip, that's like a pretty standard move to get up like high.
Yeah.
And it's like it just doesn't work as well in Mario 64.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a little clunkier. I agree.
Yeah. So, oh my God, dude. Yeah, Mario 64 is a great game. Have you played many of the 2D, the side scroller ones?
You know, I'm not really like a huge fan of the 2D side scroller ones. I did own one of the Super Mario ones I think I owned one of them for Game Boy Color.
Okay.
But I wasn't really a huge fan of those.
Was it the like the original? Was it Mario 1 kind of remastered a little bit? Because I have that one.
Remember.
Do you remember what the cart looked like? Yeah, I've got the one on Game Boy Color. It's got Mario and Luigi on it.
I might not have owned it. I think somebody let me play it.
Or maybe you rented it from Blockbuster or something.
That could have been possible too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, now you can play all these games on the Switch online thing, which is kind of a cool feature that it's like you just have access to all these games. And I'd personally recommend Super Mario World. It was the Super Nintendo one. It's just got so many like hidden things, and it's the first one where you can like actually ride around on Yoshi and stuff.
Super Mario World? What's that?
I'm sure you've seen it. It's the one where he's got the yellow cape. That's like the big like feature in that game is like you fly with the cape.
Is that the one for the Wii U?
No. It was the Super Nintendo, the side scroller.
Oh, gotcha.
The side scroller. It's pixel art.
Oh, okay.
But Mario's like obviously rendered out a little bit better than like Super Mario 1, 2, and 3, where he's like really blocky. You know, like the sprites look nice.
I think now I like think about it. I remember video clips of somebody playing it on YouTube, I think, but I've never actually played it myself.
You've probably also seen is in Super Mario Maker, that's like one of the skins is the Super Mario World skin. So yeah, Mario has Yoshi, that's a feature. He's got the cape where he can kind of fly, and then the other thing that's unique to that game is he does the little jump and spin, and you can break, if you're big Mario, you can break blocks below you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that game is that was like probably I don't know the exact one, because in Super Mario All-Stars for Super Nintendo, it had like all of the old school Marios. But I have a feeling that was the first one I ever played as well. So, but yeah, man, I have to just mention this as well. The other reason he's so meaningful is like my son right now, you know this, but he loves Mamo.
Yeah,
Mamo. He comes into my office. I've got a Mario toy from the Mario movie, and he goes, Mamo, Mamo,
Mamo.
And he always wants Mamo. So
really
he's like
cute.
way too young, obviously, to play video games. But like a couple times, I've booted up Mario 64 and just let him hold the controller, and he like knows enough to like move him around and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's the cutest thing, dude.
Nora, we've been playing some Smash Bros, but Nora knows who Mario is, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach.
Yeah.
And she always makes me lock in Peach.
Do you ever have you tried playing with her?
I have, yeah. I give her the Joy-Con, and she just like hits like the A button over and over, and she doesn't know how to move.
Yeah.
So, or she'll like run off the level or something. I'm like, no. So I don't know. She's still not there, but you know, maybe she'll be there soon. But yeah, she always makes me lock in Peach. I'm getting pretty good with Peach. So
nice. I don't know if I've ever played Peach before. Dude, the thing that Leon does that drives me nuts is somehow he gravitates towards the home button on every single controller.
Really?
I don't know if he knows it turns the system on, but like he'll go onto my PlayStation, he'll just boop, turn it on. But it's annoying.
He knows that it turns it on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then if I like let him hold the controller to like actually try to play a game, he keeps pressing that and it keeps going home. I'm like, no, dude. Oh, the worst was this is such a tangent from Mario, but I was playing Dark Souls 2 the other night. And like you can't pause those games. I don't know if you know this because it's online. So there's no pausing, you know, like it's just constantly going.
Right.
And he finds the TV remote, and he also loves the big red button on the TV remote.
Right.
Boop, turns it off. And I just like, I hear my character like dying, getting hit as the TV's like turning off. I'm like, no.
Dude, aren't you good enough to play blindfolded by now?
Oh my God. But the problem is when it turns the TV off, it puts the PlayStation to sleep.
Oh.
So like my character is just getting like annihilated during that whole process.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it really online?
Yeah, dude. All the Dark Souls games are they're all, you can play them with people.
Yeah, but like
you can raid other people's worlds and you can like kill their characters.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, or you get raided and you just get annihilated. Because there's like
annoying.
a level like 3,000 person that comes in with like a huge sword and just one slash like kills you.
What's the point?
I don't know.
Can you play it offline?
You can play offline, but it's kind of like that's like kind of the fun of Dark Souls is like you never know if someone's gonna invade you,
right?
You know, and there's items you can use to like ward them off, and like I don't really do the online stuff, so I don't know the details, but you can also play like kind of co-op with people too.
Cool.
Yeah. But back to Mario. One thing that I saw today that came out that's pretty cool because I don't know, it's like it's not a big like anniversary year or anything for Mario. But I think they always reveal something, and they revealed a new Mario Kart set. It's like a big Mario in his like Mario Kart build.
Oh,
it's probably like $400. But
God. Wait, it's a Lego?
Yeah, Lego set.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, and then I don't know when they revealed these, but there's also like smaller ones too. I'm definitely gonna get those, dude. Building the Mario Kart cart sounds awesome.
Are they gonna come with wheels though, or are they gonna be like block wheels? You think?
No, they have actual wheels. You can roll it around. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So
you've always been a Lego guy. I mean, I was a big Lego guy as a kid, but I don't know. You're more a Lego guy now.
I just like building stuff. Like I like building Gundam and stuff like that too. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just fun. I've always been into puzzles too, like the weird tactile, like putting pieces together kind of thing.
But yeah, back to Super Mario Sunshine.
Yes.
That was my favorite Mario of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
More than Odyssey.
I mean, Odyssey was an excellent game, and I think that mechanics-wise, obviously Odyssey would overshadows, what's it called?
Sunshine. Yeah.
Because it's so much newer, but I think for the time, Sunshine was just such an amazing game, and it was really
You're about
hard.
to be blasted in the comments because people hate Mario Sunshine.
Why do
I don't know.
I
like it too.
Sunshine?
I think
super
it's
fun.
Awesome.
It's good. It's hard. The puzzle levels are really challenging. They're entertaining. Using Flood is just like such a cool mechanic. You gotta there's so many cool moves you can do with him.
Yeah.
And you can get to new places that you can't in other games as just regular Mario. So, I just love the mechanics of the game and like all the different like places you can go, and the whole concept of like cleaning the ink and stuff was fun for me. Maybe it's different for other people, but like I like to keep things tidy.
Like Power Wash Simulator kind of thing.
So it kind of like scratches that itch a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Super Mario Sunshine is definitely.
You know what's really frustrating about that one is trying to defeat the Shadow Mario.
Yeah.
He just runs so quickly, and it's like I'm squirting you for like 30 minutes. Like I remember when I was like a dumb little kid, and I couldn't afford that one. I rented that one from Blockbuster, and I kept getting to him and kept like being like, what am I supposed to do here?
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I agree with you. Those levels were definitely hard. There are certain tactics you can do, like do the jump with the shoot, where you don't overcommit on like the dash roll or the lunge, where you dash and shoot and it does like a spray. It's definitely one of the harder you do it a couple times, but
Mhm.
I could see that being frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some of those puzzle levels, like you're saying, that
Mm.
the most annoying one in that game is when you go down the little pegboard thing.
Mm.
You know, do you remember that one?
Is it one of those special levels?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously flood can make you lift back up, but
Mm-hmm.
what they do is like if you fall down the wrong route, even if you flood yourself up, there's an invisible wall.
Oh,
So you
really?
can't get over some of
Oh.
the pegs. And that pissed me off so bad, dude.
Oh, that's annoying.
And
I don't
because that
remember
was
that.
like that was one of the games that I like. Well, I think on all three of those Mario games, I wanted to like complete them, like get all those
Right.
shines or whatever. And yeah, there's some of them that were just like brutal, dude.
Yeah. Is that when
Brutal.
Shine started? Was it in Sunshine? Sunshine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
They
there
were
was shines.
the sun.
Shine.
Yeah, yeah. And
Right, and then
Odyssey
they
had the
changed to
moons.
moons.
Yeah.
Right. I see.
The I think Galaxy had stars,
Mm.
which makes sense, right? Did you play Galaxy?
I played a little bit of Galaxy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I own that game, but I didn't really like. It wasn't my favorite Mario game,
Yeah.
but I thought it was very unique.
Yeah.
I thought the whole world where you run around the planet thing was really interesting.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
jump to the different planets. It was interesting, but I don't know. Maybe it was just the time that I was playing other games. Maybe I didn't.
No, I mean, like I said, I played them back to back. I didn't like it as much as I liked Sunshine.
Mm.
I think out of those three, I like Sunshine the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard Galaxy 2 is like one of the best Mario games ever, but I never got to play that one.
Mm.
And it's like really weird. Why would they port Galaxy 1 and not 2? Maybe they'll port it on Switch 2. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like my favorite, I have to go Mario Odyssey. I think that is like a literal perfect video game. Like it does everything right, and there's so much to do.
Yeah.
Like you're constantly finding stuff. I can understand to a certain extent the concept of like wanting to have the level and then there's a certain amount of things and like you can complete the level. You can kind of do that in Odyssey. It's like a little more free roam, and some of the moons are like you jump on a crate and it's just like in there.
Right.
But I don't know, man. There was something about using Cappy to like turn into the different
Things. Yeah.
things that was so freaking cool to me.
Yeah. I agree.
And the variety of worlds was also really, really cool too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. There's something just so pleasant about Mario. It's like I can't help myself but have a smile on my face when I'm playing those games.
Yeah, it's like you could be casual Mario and just kind of beat the game, and then you can do like the hard stuff and find all the different moons and stuff, and really kind of see. Like I didn't really have time to go in and get all the moons, although I was having fun. Like, you know, if I'd ever be in like a pocket of the level where I'm just like, oh, there's a moon here, I would go and get it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But I
yeah.
wasn't like I have to get all the moons.
It's really, I
too
mean,
time consuming for me.
I literally just opened my Mario Odyssey file like a couple days ago because I wanted to show Leon Mario Mamo Odyssey, and I had like 640 moons, but there's like 999, I think.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
Dude.
yeah. It's I don't know if at a certain point there's ones that you like start purchasing with the coins. There's some weird thing to get like to complete it, and from what I know, completing it, it's like not anything super special,
Right?
but there's definitely like there you get to the credits, you beat the game, but then there's another step which I did get to. I forget how many moons it is, but there's like I don't remember, man. It's either like another ending or like, oh, you know what happens, Peach starts like leaving the castle and like going to different worlds, and you can like go find her, and there's like just kind of a little bit more story stuff. So that's kind of where I got to. Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't finish that all the way.
It's like
You're a
it gets to the
completionist
point.
guy.
Well, it gets to the point where like you look at this big, huge list of moons, and there's a bunch of question marks, and there's like a parrot thing you can find that will give you hints. But it's like I'm at the point where I would just go online and like checklist everything. Like, okay, I'm missing this one. Where is it? And I don't know. I just didn't really feel like doing that.
Gotcha.
But have you played many? So we were talking about Game and Watch. That's not really a Mario game, but have you played many like offshoot or spin-off Mario games?
So yeah, so I mean, I guess Mario is such a broad genre, right? Because there's sports games, there's all kinds of different games, and Mario Kart Double Dash is one of my favorite games of all time. And not just because I'm really good at it, but I don't know, something about the game was just so fun. Like the mechanics were really good.
I don't think I ever
The
played
character
that one,
cast
dude.
is really good. You could have 2 characters on one.
Mm.
The only downside was 2 people can't pick the same character, which was kind of
Mm.
frustrating. I think if they changed that, it could be a lot better. But because if you're playing with friends and you have a specific like character combo that you use, somebody takes it and you're like, well, now I can't be at my full power now because now you've trifled with my my character selection. So I'll have to destroy you with another combo. Anyway, Mario Tennis for the N64 was such an amazing game. Me and my friends have a really fun game that we play with that, where you have to take a sip every time your opponent gets a stat point. So we try to make some fun out of it. What else? Double Dash. Trying to think. I didn't really play like the golf series.
You got Mario Strikers.
I got the latest Strikers. And that game, dude, it's fun and it's really cool. The art style and everything, and all the cinematics that happen. But dude, it is so frustrating. Like you could play like perfectly, but the AI will just do something that just ruins your day.
I feel like it's all of those. Honestly, all of those like party Mario games, it's kind of programmed like that.
Yeah, and it's really technical too. Like you can get really good at it if you can really master the mechanics. I tried. I bet if I played it again, I'd have to relearn everything. That's how technical it is. But what's another one?
Have you played any of the like RPG games or like Paper Mario or anything like that?
No, I do want to try Paper Mario at some point. It does look really cool. I haven't played Paper Mario or the RPG ones. So.
Yeah. I played a little bit of the first Paper Mario on the Switch, like online thing. I never played it back in the day. I own the Paper Mario on the Wii, and I got through like half of that game. I don't know why I fell off of that. I think they're kind of, well, at least that one was like, I don't know. I just got kind of bored of it or something, but they are fun. I think they're like kind of slow RPGs that you kind of have to stick with. Yeah. But I think the most fun one was, I almost want to say it was maybe a remaster. I think I played Mario and Luigi Bowser's Saga or something like that on the 3DS. And that was really cool because it used the 3DS feature, like the 3D feature to its full extent. So like if you I forget when it happens, but there's like stars that will start spiraling and it really feels like it's like coming out of the screen. But I remember loving that one, dude. It's really cool because like it's kind of like an isometric RPG, but you're running around, you could still kind of jump and like hit blocks and stuff. And there's kind of light puzzle solving, but there's also like a story, That
rings a bell. I feel like I've seen that as well. Somebody playing that.
Yeah. They're really fun. Like and what I really want to play, I'm kind of just like waiting till I feel like I have some time to play this, but the actual Mario RPG, the one that they have remastered now, because I don't know if Square Enix is still partnered with it, but the original one was a Square Enix Nintendo like collab. And apparently there's like a lot of, homages to kind of those like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. So yeah, that looks really fun.
You didn't play much of the sports games, did you? For Mario sports games?
It's like I've played them at people's houses.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever owned any of them. I've only really ever owned like Mario Kart. I've owned Mario Party games. Yeah. Those are really fun.
Even Mario Party is like,
you get screwed by the AI.
You do. You know what? Mario Party though, it's like it used to be so fun. I think because all the mini games were so much fun. I feel like the newer like games, there's not as many mini games, and they're just not as fun in my opinion. And I don't know, just something's just.
Do you think it has to do with like, are they using too much like motion control features or something, or
no?
Are they just kind of basic or something?
Maybe I just grew up a little bit. I don't. It's hard to tell.
It could be. I mean, if I'm thinking back on some of them, dude, I don't know if you guys did this, but there was that one. I think it was in maybe Mario Party 1, where like it was the tug of war one. Did you ever play that one? And you literally had to. I would roll my N64 thing on my palm to the point where I had literal holes in my hand, like a callus. And I'd like peel off the skin and I'd go to school with like a red circle on my hand. I was just like raw skin.
Ew.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's how the games were back then.
Yeah.
Man. They were just like ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it still kind of has that charm of Mario. You get to play all the different characters and move around the level. I didn't like how they at one point like replaced some of the items with like those weird spheres that have like the items in them. Or they like I think it was like 4. It was like the ones after 4. They started changing up like the mechanics of like purchasing things and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I don't know. I didn't really like it too much. Like I think they got rid of like the genie lamp and stuff. They brought all that stuff back eventually, but yeah. Have you played Jamboree, the new one?
Unless I played it at your house. Oh wait, no,
I don't have it.
What?
No.
Which one do you have? 8?
I have
Something.
10.
Oh, is it 10? Oh my god.
Mario Party 10. I think it's just called Mario Party.
Oh.
Was it
okay.
10?
I don't know. I played whatever one you had at your house. No, I haven't played the new one yet.
That one has like a T-ball game that you can do, like a Mario baseball, which is pretty fun. Cool. That mode's actually really fun. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like, every time I boot up the game, my save file was gone, so I had to like replay it a couple times.
That sounds like
I don't know
what
happened there, dude. But yeah.
Okay, one more 3D Mario game I wanted to bring up. Did you play the Mario 3D? I think it was called Mario 3D Land and / Bowser's Fury.
No, I haven't, but I do know what you're talking about.
Dude, the Bowser's Fury is like probably one of the best Mario experiences. Yeah. It's like if that was a full game, it might beat Mario Odyssey for me.
Really?
Because it plays like Mario 64. Like more like you have like specific things to do in specific areas, but it's also kind of open world at the same time. It was a really weird experience, and randomly like Bowser would show up like as a kaiju, like a Godzilla kind of thing, and then you could turn into like kaiju like Cat Mario and you would like battle him.
Oh, that's sick.
It was really cool. I just remember like the feel of that game felt really good. And that actually came out after Odyssey. It's like technically that's like the newest 3D Mario game, but it was like a very short experience because they kind of packed it in with the 3D Land. Did you play 3D Land? The one that came with the it came with my like Wii U like bundle.
I have the one
where they turn into the cats.
Where you turn into the raccoon? Which is that one? No. What's that one? Where you turn into the raccoon?
Oh, on the 3DS maybe.
No, it was on the Wii or something.
A 3D game?
Which one was on Wii U?
That was Mario Land. You turn into cats. The one where you turn into raccoon, for sure. Unless you're talking about Mario 3, the 2D one.
No.
That was on the 3DS. I never played that one. That came out concurrently with 3D Land, or like around the same time.
No, I remember it was on the Wii U, I think. And there was like this waterfall. The first level's like has like a waterfall, and you get this like raccoon cap.
Oh, maybe that is cap. Oh, maybe that is maybe 3D Land. I think you're right. Yeah, that's the one where you turn into the cats.
I have that one. Yeah.
Okay. You just didn't get that far.
No.
Yeah, it kind of has a slow start. That's the only 3D Mario game that I literally could not complete. I got to like the last level, and it's like an obstacle course kind of level, kind of like the puzzle levels in Mario Sunshine. And dude, it was like rage inducing. I literally was even looking up YouTube videos of like, okay, how are people like making this specific jump? And it was just like bonkers. There's like a timing thing. From what I remember, it was one of those things where it's like there's like steps, right? But it'd be like these two would turn on, and then this one would turn on, and these two would turn on, this one. So you had to like time your jumps perfectly, or else you just fall into a pit sort of thing. It was impossible, dude. I got to show you gameplay of this later because you're going to be like, no freaking way, man. But yeah, those games were pretty fun. I think what would be kind of cool to dive into a little bit is just like game design of
Yeah,
Mario.
yeah,
Because like obviously we're game developers, so
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a lot to be learned from, the legendary Miyamoto,
Mhm. What do you think? What do you think makes Mario such a fun game to play, like mechanics wise, compared to other platformers? You'd say.
It's like that expression of like game feel. So like
Yeah.
even 2D ones and 3D ones, it's like everything about his jump and the actions you do feel nice. Everything looks nice too. So you're
Hmm.
kind of always immersed in a pleasant looking world. Let me give you an example of something that I don't want to like bash on this game, but for example, I was really wanting to play ukulele, right?
Hmm.
That's the new the
Banjo Kazooie style game.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I never played Banjo Kazooie, so I didn't have like kind of that nostalgia. But like, there's something about the look and the design of that game that I was just not clicking with.
Mm,
And I think there's a lot to be said about immersing yourself in a world that like feels nice
right.
to look at,
I agree. Yep.
And I've never played a Mario game, even the old ones, even when they had N64 blocky graphics. It's
Hmm.
like that even always looked appealing. Mario's just like a cool looking character, even though he's
Hmm.
like a weird, like little plumber guy,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think makes him fun?
Mm, good question. Let's see. I guess obviously the jump mechanics. You can do a lot of interesting like twists and twirls and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the newer ones, and like you can really take full advantage of like using the stick,
Mm-hmm.
and like becoming good at using the stick,
Mm-hmm.
for movement. And there's different mechanics with the slide and the jump.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and overall, the level designs I think really
Mm-hmm.
kind of set it apart from other games, where they're like hard but they're simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like you look at it and you're like, oh, this is easy. I just jump here. But then when you actually go to do it, you're like, wait, I actually need to like time this and like be methodical about my approach.
I think Mario, the whole franchise, is the best example of teaching the player the skills they need to know to get good at the game.
Mm,
Because by the end of beating just a basic run of a Mario game, not doing the extra stuff, it's like you've kind of learned like master
mm-hmm.
techniques just through like, okay, I know that I gotta watch out for this guy like jumping out of this thing, or I know if a pit is this big, I gotta like time my jump for this
Right.
amount, this point or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that sort of philosophy where they like teach you, even though they're not like pulling up a tutorial menu, is like master game
Mm-hmm.
design because you're like learning without having to read a tutorial.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of stuff you don't really learn until you like figure it out on your own. So I wouldn't say they like tutorialize stuff very well in terms of
But
like how
but
to learn
but you
stuff.
you you figure it out because you've already learned how to do the move somewhere else. So you kind of it clicks. You're like, huh, I know I can do this like backflip thing. So I'm like, okay, this I don't know, like I don't know a specific example, but like a wall jump is a
Mm-hmm.
good example, right? You maybe in an earlier level you just have to jump here, but then there's later on a tall wall and you're like, how do I get up there? Oh, jump, and you get to the
Right.
top. So stuff
That's
like
a good
that.
example. Yeah.
um but yeah, it's like they're just like I've never played like an actual bad Mario game. Even the ones that aren't as good as some of the better ones are,
Mm-hmm.
they're always at least good tier, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I
So,
think that's a test to just Nintendo's quality of products.
hmm
It's like they definitely test the hell out of those games and like make sure that they're perfect.
yeah.
You know, and they pack it with all this content like they did with Odyssey.
hmm
So yeah, I mean that's the reason why
I
they're so successful, right? They
yeah.
just make bug-free games basically, right?
Yeah. And I
Mario.
I like that philosophy too of like you don't have to do the extra stuff, but if you do the extra stuff, it's challenging.
Yeah.
You know? Like even the base game, yeah, if you want to like beat Bowser at the end, it gets harder and harder and harder, but it's usually not like impossibly hard. And like I said, they set you up for success. But
Right.
yeah, some of those like challenge levels can be freaking crazy, you know? So I think a good one to end it on too would be to try to figure out what the heck they will do in a Switch 2
Yeah.
Mario game. like to follow up Mario Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like the best thing I can compare it to is like Super Smash Brothers, where they're like, they're all here, whatever the phrase was. And it's like, how are they going to make a new Smash game? You know, how are they going to top Mario Odyssey, dude?
Yeah, here, I know what it is.
Okay.
Mario's Upside Down World.
Oh, God.
All the controls are backwards.
No.
And like you're literally like Mario's like upside down. You got to like run around and it's really confusing. And the mechanics are tight though.
No, let's not have that. I think.
What would your next Mario game be?
So this is just thinking about like what they've been doing and where they could build off from that. So they had the Super Mario movie, which was insanely successful. Mm-hmm. And I think what could be really cool, maybe this is just what I would want, but having a Mario with a deeper story,
right?
Even if it's
where
not,
you eat pasta with the fam and then like you put on the cap and like,
sure, why
you
not?
like go and like, oh yeah, you go to people's houses to fix their toilet, but then there's like a monster there and you have to like beat it or
that
something.
Each house has a different world in it,
right?
Or something like that.
Or he gets sucked down the drain like when he goes to their house. It's like a mini level, and then he comes back, and it's
just like
real life
something
again.
that feels more like Mario's like a person as opposed to just like this. Where is he?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you in the games, you're always like, I would say honestly, out of all of them, Mario Sunshine probably has the most story. Because
he's on the plane with Peach beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's like dialogue and stuff, like Peach is talking and stuff like that. It was kind of unnerving, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays, like they could definitely like put together a more cinematic Mario. I don't want that to take away.
Would that take away though from like the experience of like regular, like younger kids just boot it up and they're like, I just want to jump around, and they're like,
I almost think it's the opposite. I think kids nowadays are expecting there to be some sort of fanfare, right?
Do you think so? I think they all just tap A, if I'm being honest. They weren't like us back then. Like we're sitting through like cool cutscenes and stuff.
I don't think it has to. Okay, I don't think it has to. It could be like Mario Sunshine, where there's at least just a setup and then a couple cutscenes along the way to tell.
I hate this game. I just want to jump.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be like one of these Mario RPGs or something where it's like all dialogue or whatever, but just like some sort of like, where is Mario? Why is he on his adventure? Just like the who, what, where, when, why kind of questions. Because even Mario Odyssey, it's like it starts off, he's going in the ship to go on an adventure, right? And then he finds the ghost who's becomes Cappy, right? And Peach gets stolen. I'm kind of done with that story too. Peach getting stolen by Bowser.
Yeah.
Like I'm really bored of that.
Yeah, we could see something different. Like if Bowser was like a good guy and they had to work with Mario for some other new bad guy maybe comes into the picture.
Sure.
Would that ruin it though if Bowser wasn't the final bad guy anymore?
Well, don't you play as Bowser at the end of Mario Odyssey?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did I beat Mario Odyssey? I think I did.
Hope you did. You literally play as Bowser, I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember.
I don't know if Mario puts his cap on. I don't remember either, but I just remember you play as Bowser and you're like running through all these like blocks and stuff like that.
Right.
Someone will have to tell us in the comments, but shoot, what? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, you were talking about like, if Bowser was like helping you or whatever. I think there's some games, especially like the RPGs, where he's kind of like your partner. So I don't think that's too out of the question. But yeah, I would like to see like a new villain that's like Bowser level villain. Let's put it that way. Like, I thought what was cool for a setup for a Mario game was, it's not really a Mario game, but Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that felt very like, okay, I know why Luigi's here. I know what I'm trying to do. And then, things start kind of revealing as you go
that
through
felt so much more like a story-driven game because it's like you get into the emotions of Luigi and stuff. So
it's still super basic, but I just want more of that than it to be so abstract, I guess is what I'm saying. Like even the worlds in Mario Odyssey were so bizarre. Like, oh, there's the New Donk City with the weird like humans.
Donk.
Yeah. But that would actually even be cool.
The concert was cool though from that.
The concert was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even in the movie, like how they have like Donkey Kong as another character to like interact with, like I don't know, just stuff like that. Also, who the heck is gonna voice Mario now, dude?
I don't know.
Are they just gonna make Chris Pratt voice the new Mario like in the games?
I don't know.
Like I think he did a good job in the movie, so I wouldn't be like super. I know people like can't stand that he was Mario, but I didn't mind it honestly.
No, I didn't mind it. I thought he did a great job.
But yeah, I think I don't know because I think everything the Switch Nintendo games did, like with Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, they're like 999 of these, huge world, blah blah blah. So it's like you can't like keep going bigger. That just is no one wants to collect 2,000 moons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just have to change up the formula, and I think the best way to do that would be maybe go back to something more level based like Mario 64 with like a hub zone and there's different levels. Like maybe it's like you said, it's like New York City, like actual New York City, and then people's houses are the levels. There's a little bit more story when you return, and then yeah, you collect your stuff.
Yep.
I think that could be cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Cool.
Mamo.
All right, you got anything else?
Happy Mario Day.
Yeah, happy Mario Day.
Wahoo.
Yeah.
And see you later.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget to wishlist Travelers
Yeah, we didn't
Refrain.
talk about our own game at all. Yeah, go check out Travelers Refrain on Steam. Please wishlist. It would really help us out.
Come to our Discord and chat with us. We got some people in there chatting games.
Yeah.
We do giveaways sometimes. And yeah, we're looking forward to the game coming out. And yeah, keep up with development with us.
Yeah. Cool. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
See ya.